Welcome back to another installment of the CoffeeMan Ran World Tour. I am your boy CoffeeMan Ran, and here on this segment of the channel, we talk about coffee from around the world. We'll take the bean of the day and take it through the roasting process, grinding process. We make a cup of coffee, get an understanding of the flavor palette and the notes, and then we'll make an espresso shot based off of what we taste and what we have comparatively in the flavor profile. So, without further ado, let's get started on today's coffee. And today, we take you to Honduras. Today's coffee of choice is the 18 Rabbit Red Marcala. The 18 Rabbit Red, something that I initially noticed from these beans, they have like a little bit of a red texture to them outside of the green texture of your normal green coffee bean. I thought that was interesting, and I wasn't really sure what I was about to walk into with these beans. All right, so what we have from the flavor profile today is aromas of strawberry, raspberry, and cherry that carry over into the cup, and a heavier body with a mild hint of walnuts and graham crackers. Sounds kind of good to me. Followed it up with a balanced acidity and sweetness and a well-rounded, smooth, and juicy flavor. The main note that you will see over here in the corner, it says nutty. So we'll see how we can work this into a nice good old coffee. I think this one will be more of the simpler flavors so that we can let the coffee do the talking. So without further ado, let's get to roasting. Get a little smell test. I let them set again this time. I kind of enjoy letting the coffee beans set before I go and grind them now. I don't know. To me, it tastes a little bit different. I'm not sure if that actually is supposed to be a thing. It was also a very interesting roasting process too, because I actually had to stop the roaster midway through to make sure that the beans didn't go into a dark roast. I wanted a medium roast. I will always want a medium roast. So I learned something this time. This was a good roasting process. Let's go ahead and get to grinding these beans. And get a couple of 60 seconds roast in here. Always need that little extra to make sure you get the grounds all the way through to the container. Definitely a fruity smell from it grounded. It smells a little bit different than it did when it was in bean format. I like it. Now, if I'm ranking these by smells, this probably was the best smelling one. So one of my favorite parts of this process, we're putting the K-cup in. To make it easier on my life, I've already prepped the water. This is a flow now. You see this? We're flowing. Go ahead and let your K-cup do its thing and make that first initial cup of coffee. And while we wait, I'll get the oat milk. This is approved. All right. And that first cup is ready. Get into it. All right. So, the Honduras coffee, first taste test. She smells good. So, from what I can tell from this, definitely not a heavy acid, which is great. But it's like all of the flavors kind of like blended. It's not bad. Definitely not bad. Not one of my faves in terms of just straight up black coffee. If I'm doing straight up black coffee, the winner still is the Guatemalan coffee from last week. Let's do the milk test. Oat milk creamer for the win. We're stirring with a fork. Mind your business. All right, with the creamer. I don't know if it was the oat milk itself, but the nuttiness is there now a little more prevalent. Definitely doesn't really need, if I were to add anything to this, which I probably still wouldn't because I love a bitterness to a coffee, it would just be a little bit of honey, and I think this would be fine. But I do have a thought process in terms of the latte. So I'm going to go ahead and prep this shot, and then we'll go ahead and get into the latte. Push this up real quick. Now, for everybody wondering, your general standard shot is 18 grams. For whatever odd reason, every time that I've ever weighed out 18 grams for this portafilter, it never fit. It was always too much. So I kind of just eyeball how much goes into this portafilter. I'm going to upgrade in the very near future to a portafilter that is standard. But for now, you see me eyeballing these shots. And once you get everything situated, good little tamp. What we decided on was oat milk. That's a given. Oat milk really wasn't that bad. This Planet Oat, it's not Chobani, but it's not bad. Next up, the Star Anise. It's strong, but I think it might work with this coffee. White chocolate, I'm not sure how these two flavors will work with each other, but we'll see. And I'll follow up with cinnamon as a little bit of mixture and rumble. When I tell you this one is really an exploration, it's an exploration. So walk with me while we do this. Star Anise. We're only putting a little bit in here because when I tell you this Star Anise flavoring is strong, it's strong. That's all we need. White chocolate, 2 pumps. And lastly, cinnamon, 2 pumps. Ice. Followed by the milk. And last but not least, this shot. Stir. And I present to you our Honduras Star Anise Latte. Cheers. I'm shocked. Those were some interesting flavors, but it worked. So yeah, Star Anise and white chocolate actually ain't bad. That, my friends, will conclude today's episode of the CoffeeMan Ran World Tour. If you like this video, share it with your friends that love to explore coffee just as much as I do. Subscribe to the channel because we have more to come. I'm doing this every single week. We're trying a different country every single week. And I also will give you tips on another segment on my channel called But Not Before My Coffee. So go look into that too. They are both in playlists now. We have a CoffeeMan Ran World Tour playlist and a Not Before My Coffee playlist. So check out the channel in its fullness. And as I say at the end of every video, go be great. And as always, peace and blessings.